Good afternoon, guys. Today I'm going to jump right into canning some salsa. We have some downtime. Everybody's entertained on the other side of the living room. So I'm going to get some things accomplished while I don't have people underfoot. So the first thing we're going to get into is salsa. Today's farmer's market pickup was 7 pounds of tomatoes and some Asian pears. These are the tomatoes and jalapenos I picked from our own garden. And these are some bell peppers that are from our garden that are finally turning red. But I'm going to make salsa with those. Before I begin, I wanted to show you this. These apples, minus one, were free. We have built a relationship with our farmer, and this is what we got. When you build a relationship with your farmer, they get to see your face weekly, every other week. We have been going to the same guy for the last 3 summers. This is the 3rd summer. And as soon as I walked in, his back was to me and I was grabbing tomatoes. And he turned around and said, "Hey, you're back this week. You want some second apples? They got little bruise spots on it that you can cut off and still use." I was like, "Sure." So he went ahead and grabbed this box, filled them up while I was putting tomatoes in the bag. He rung up the tomatoes, rung up the Asian pears, and said, "Here's the apples for free. See you next week." That's why you want a relationship with them. Because these apples are going to go to the trash probably. Going to sit around and kind of waste because of that tiny little spot that needs to be cut off. The rest of this will be turned into some beautiful, first, desserts, and then second, turned into applesauce that we will put up on our shelf. That's why you want to build a relationship with farmers. They know who they can go to get their produce out their door and money in their pocket. And they don't have to worry about fair weather shoppers. They got their trusty customers. So I'm going ahead and cut up the jalapenos. Of course, I'm doing it without gloves. I think I live on a wild side like that. I am saving the seeds from our bell peppers because we will be using them again. I think this is year 3 on the same set of seeds for some of the bell peppers. Now I'm going to tackle both the tomatoes we grew and the tomatoes I got from the farmer. Most of our tomatoes that we have are the Amish paste variety, and they're sitting in our freezer for a big tomato sauce canning session, but that's not yet. I'm not quite sure when we'll get to that because things are busy outside of the canning world in our household. The easy thing I do is just go ahead and squeeze out all the seeds using my thumb and give them all a quick dice, rough dice. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a chunky salsa, so we would not be blending this down into a smooth paste with the blender. We're going to leave it nice and chunky, which is perfect for scooping with tortilla chips or dolloping it on top of tacos, which is the 2 main ways that my family loves to eat these. So I got all the tomatoes chopped up. Unfortunately, this is too small. So I'm going to bring in the 8-quart pot and I'm going to transfer. So while that is boiling, let's discuss jars. This wide mouth pint jar is what I'll be using to can this at home. We will enjoy about 6-7 jars of salsa between, I would say, November through March, almost a jar a month. Sometimes I'm short, but generally 6 to 8 of these gets us through the winter months. And then the small little 8-ounce jar is for my grandmother. She will be enjoying about 3-4 of these throughout the winter months. She loves to eat it for breakfast, I've been told. So this is a multi-generational canning effort, guys. And then my mother, she is also getting pint. Okay, so she hasn't said how many she wants, so she's going to get 3 or 4. Hopefully that's enough. If not, we will have another salsa canning experiment going on in another couple of weeks. But right now, this is what we will try to get going. My 8-quart pot is about, I would say 3/4 full. By the time I finish cooking down, it should be about half full. So I should get close to a dozen jars. I'll start filling my grandmother's first, and then we'll move on to the pint. So if you guys are the kind of people that are canning for more than just who lives in your home, you could do this. You can just get a regular pot, like so, and you can fill it with things like salsa, and you can get some food on your shelf with the help of your local farmer. So I already got some seasoning going down: salt, pepper, cumin, and a dash of sugar. So I'm gonna get that stirred in, and then when it comes to a full rolling boil, I'm going to taste it, and then I'll follow back up and fold in some fresh oregano from the garden. So while the product is boiling behind me, I wanted to show you how I kind of set up the jars and the lids. So my pot will go here, and then I will add my funnels and my scooper. What is it called? I can't think of it right now. Ladle. There you go. And so I'll be able to ladle from left to right, or right to left, basically, and then wipe them down, lid them up. And this is sort of how I do it. Sometimes I do it on my kitchen table, but it's full of apples and peanut butter right now, so we will do it on the counter where I already have space. That is still dripping away. That won't get wasted. That will be used later on. Out beautifully. For some reason it doesn't look very dark. There you go. It's much darker red, but okay, so we got a taste tester. It's gonna be hot now.
No.
Be careful. Blow, blow, blow. That's too much. Blow, blow, blow.
I'm not coming on.
It is still steaming, and he is determined to eat it. We like it chunky like this? Yeah?
Uh-huh.
Okay, taste it.
got hot. It made it bend.
And to make the chip bend.
Mhm.
Before I head to bed tonight, I am definitely going to get some applesauce going down in the crock pot. This is one of the easiest things that people can do. Chop it up any way you want, cut off any bad spots. You could throw in about a cup worth of water. If you want cinnamon stick, add that and just let it cook low and slow. I also threw the middle parts of the cores of the apples in a jar. That will be the beginning of apple cider vinegar. Hey guys, I want to thank you for dropping by and checking out what I've been doing in our kitchen, using up some of the local produce from farmers, from our own garden, and even my own tiny little porch. I hope you guys are doing something this time of the year as we're creeping into fall, so that you can have food on your shelf fresh from the garden. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.